Ahead of the Uhuru Park concert, thousands of youth gathered at the All Saints Cathedral and Holy Family Basilica for prayers in remembrance of the 41 Kenyans killed by police bullets in the recent anti-government protests.
Now, speaking at separate events, some religious leaders asked President William Ruto to dissolve his cabinet and reconstruct it. The church leaders also want the immediate dismissal of the Inspector General of Police, Japhet Koome, as part of the reforms to get the government back on the right track. Let's get more from our very own Brenda Wanga.
In liturgical terms, this was a morning of a different order for the Holy Family Basilica. Youth dressed in red and black chanted slogans and waved the national flags as they turned up to remember those felled by police bullets during the recent anti-government protests. Chanting replaced singing as the youth once again made their demands of the government known.
We have changed the political narrative of our beloved country. Imekuwa ni kama drama, ni kama video. Hashtag reject finance bill was not the origin of our pain.
As the religious leaders took a stand against what they termed as police brutality that left over 40 people dead and hundreds injured, some permanently.
Let the blood of Christ and his companions who lost their lives be a reason to make the government and be a reason to make all our leaders drop the hardline position and consider making significant changes in the way of running our nation. I urge the members of the National Assembly to develop a listening attitude towards the people they were elected to serve. And I believe it is possible to have a reasonable balance between revenue and expenditure.
The mood was more somber at the All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi. Here, it didn't matter what denomination they belonged to. They were united in grief, mourning, and demands for justice from those who had joined the service, as well as families of those who died.
Imagine hata guys wenye tuko nao home, my boys walikuwa kiangalia tu hivi, yani wananiuliza like, manze bro, what's this? Boys alikuwa tu hapa hivi na sisi saizi ya yuko, but iko tu sawa, yote ni ya Mungu. Wanasema maji yakimwagika haiwezi zoleka, but we should prepare a way that this does not happen to another amo tuseme tu someone's parent, amo someone's kid. Nacheki.
Religious leaders hailing the youth for not just taking a stand, but following through by taking action that saw the oppressive laws abandoned. They say the president still has a lot more to do to steady the ship.
First one is to dissolve the cabinet. The president has himself said that his cabinet is incompetent. Kenyans are saying he has an incompetent cabinet. And in addition, many members of his cabinet are also corrupt. And Kenyans are saying it is time for him to dissolve the cabinet, not to reshuffle, but to dissolve.
The church says the president's broom should extend to the security sector as well.
Want all the security chiefs, the police commissioners, the IG of police. We have not heard him speak, and we have not seen him. Yet, we have come here to mourn over 40 people who have been killed by his officers. We ask him to resign, or in the alternative, we ask the president to discharge him from his duties.
Beyond the reforms in government, the church also acknowledged what they termed as their shortcomings and pledged to change as the youth called for more accountability from the political class.
Introspection, we are implementing that code of conduct that was given to us and supported by Basilica to implement it, and we are seeking to implement it in every church, and it includes issues of financial probity, issues of moral conduct, issues of handling politics within the premises of the church. It includes matters of training and capacity building of our leaders in the churches. And so we are doing this to be able to restore and to respond. But even before these young people came up with this, we had already begun to do this, and we shall implement it as is. Thank you.
The church also urged the youth to take up their rightful role, but to be wary of those who would use their movement and momentum to derail their change agenda. The dead were honored and remembered as heroes in the fight for better governance. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.